Hello and welcome to episode 11 of Sudoku with Tsvetii. Today we will be doing another medium puzzle and hopefully making up for yesterday's debacle. Yesterday's debacle, if you were not watching the video, was me struggling and casually explaining that it is absolutely okay to struggle when playing Sudoku. It is a brain game. Sometimes your brain isn't firing on all cylinders, and that is absolutely okay. So far, we have been solving a good little bit of our twos. Well, not really solving, but just having a general idea of where they will all be when we finally solve them. Let's see. We know those are three. We know 3 has to be right here. And since we know 3 is over here and that 3 is there, we know 3 has to be in this little edge right there. Okay, we can go to 4s, and we still really haven't marked anything down yet, which is would mean that this is going to be a fun little puzzle to do. 4s don't really look like we can shoot anything right now. We know that a 5 will be our first mark to confirm. We know 5 has to be there or there. Then we know 5 has to be there or there, and because we know 5 is in the middle, we know 5 is down here. Which means that we have marked a couple. We're feeling good with some positive momentum to carry into the rest of the puzzle. We know that it will not be a 5, that'll be a 6. Gotta love mistyping there. We know 6 has to be there. Which means 6 is right there, potentially. And then we know that 6 has to be here. So 3 and 6 are bound together in this little quadrant here. We will move on to 7s here. We know that 7 has to be there. We know that 7 is there or there. And there's not really much else we can do with the 7s, unfortunately. I mean, we know the 7 can't be here or here, but we know it's there, there, or there. So we'll move on to our 8s, which we do know 8 is right there. We know 8 has to be there or there, which means that it is bound with that 1, which means after we circle on back, after we look at the 9s, we can try to figure out what is the next plan of action. And since we know that 8 cannot be over here in this quadrant, can't be over here in this quadrant, we know 8 has to be down here in this quadrant. We know it has to be on that right side, which means we will get to 9, which only has 2 9s so far. So we have all of our bottom 9s, which means we know 9 is there, potentially there. And where else? We know that we don't really have anything else we can just throw out there into the world, unfortunately. We know that this will be a 4, so 4 has to be down here. And as you've seen, 4 also has to be, 2 also has to be down here as well, because everything else is blocked. So now we can eliminate that 8 cannot be there, which means 8, as we have seen and knew that it was in this corner, we know that this will be 8. So we are missing 1, 3, and 7 in this side of the puzzle. So we know this will be potentially be a 1 and 3. And we know actually that's supposed to be just a 1, because we have 3 and 7 over here. And 7 is right here, so this will have to be our 3. That'll be our 7, which means this will be our 8. Awesome. And we know that'll be a 1 there, which means 1 will be there or there. Anything else we can throw out into the wind? We know 2 and 4 are right here, so that's a quick solve for a 3. We know 3 has to be over there in this side, since it's being blocked off by this row in this column. So we know 3 is over here, which means 3 is in the middle here and blocked, so we know 3 has to be right there. Since there's a 5 right there, we can solve a 9 there, along with the 5 to finish out the column. And that is feeling good. We are feeling good going into this. Feeling good with some positive momentum. We can see, as we go on to our 2s, anything else we can just extrapolate from this? Right now, unfortunately. But we can go ahead and try to look at the remaining missing. Well, we know this will be a 5 up here, since there's a 5 blocking this one and a 5 blocking this one, so that has to be a 5. And our last one is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Okay, so we're missing a 9 in one of those two spots. It's either an 8 or a 9. So that feels good. We are still making positive progress. We know that we have 1s up here. Any 2s? Any 2s? Anyone want to take a 2 off of my hands? And the answer is no. 3, 4. We're also missing a 4 up here, and unfortunately there is no one to take the 4 off of my hand either. So we are going to go back to the 5s. I know we've been kind of bouncing around. We have already solved all the 5s, which means that we know 6 is over here, so this has to be a 6, which means this will be our 3. We have solved the last 3 of the puzzle just now, which feels good. All right, we are missing a 1, 2, and 9, so this has to be a 1 or a 9. Technically could be a 1 right there, and then a 2 potentially there. So we did solve a little bit of the puzzle, and we are feeling good. Anything else we can extrapolate? Not right now, unfortunately. So we will just go ahead and go to our 7s. Anything we can throw out from these 7s? Well, we know that 7 has to be there or there. I mean, we know 7 has to be up there, and it could technically be any of these. We haven't really been able to solve much else of them. We know 8 has to be, both of these 8s have to be either one of these 4. Let's see. Anything we can take from these 9s? I mean, we know 9 could be here, here, and here. That's really all we can go off of. We're missing 1, 2, and 4, so that'll be a 1 and 4, and this will be a 1 and 4. So if we know 2 is blocked over here, we know 2 has to be up here, which means 4 is over there, and 1 is over there, which means 9 is there, 2 is there. That's going to be our 8, 9. And so now we're missing 1, 4, 7 on this row, which we will get back to shortly. But we are slowly but steadily solving the puzzle. Slowly and steadily. We actually do know that 2 is down here, which means that our final 2, or our second to last 2, will be up here. The penultimate 2, as they say. We go through our 3s. We've already solved all those. Anything new developing, any breaking news stories for our 4s? The answer is no. But if we do know that 6 has to be here, and we know that 9 also has to be in here, we know that 4 has to be one of these over here. What are we missing? 4, 6, 7, and 9. This could technically be 1, 4. No, it can't be a 1. There's a 1 under it, so that could technically be 4 and 7. That could be 1, 4, or 7, unfortunately. Let's see. This has to be 8. I think we kind of basically touched on that. We just didn't fill it in. We know that's a 6, and this is a 4. Alrighty. That's going to be our 4. That means our 1. 7 over there. I'm going to go ahead and shoot over here. We do know that can be a 1 or a 7. So as we come back over here, we're missing 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Means that we have a 9. Oop, that is supposed to be a 9 over there. All right, we have solved all the 9s. We do know that 6 has to be down here. 7 has to be up here. 7's up there. 1's over there. 4 up. Going too fast. And that is what gets us every time, is when we just decide to rush it instead of taking our time. You know, that'll be a 4. That's a 2, and that's a 4. That's a 2, and we are missing just a 7 here. I hit number lock. Oh my goodness. And how about that? We took a deep breath. We readjusted. we came back with fresh energy, and we were able to solve it in under 10 minutes. So we went from a 17-minute puzzle to a 10-minute puzzle, and it just depends on how you're focusing your time and your energy, and while you're trying to vocalize your thought process. And so now we are feeling good, looking good, and I will see you tomorrow.
Bye.